everybody, Harold here for our next Power Query lesson. You might be saying, what's he doing on a website? He's teaching about Power Query. Well, here in the third of our Power Query series, we're going to talk about the home ribbon. First, I wanted to get some data to work with. And if you don't know about Kaggle, I wanted to introduce that to you also. Kaggle.com has all kinds of data sets that you can practice on from every area. For instance, and you just use these to practice cleaning, load them up into a Power Query and just play with them. Let's just pick one here. Brazil traffic incidents. About the data set. File includes, it's got a date of accident, day of the week, hour. I'm trying to translate from the Portuguese. I think I'm doing pretty good. And if you just download one of these CSVs, you need to sign in. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, if you go to Kaggle and download one of these CSVs or Excel files, you can then load them into Power Query and work with them. They've also got SQL files, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, Kaggle.com, great site. So I took some data from Kaggle and brought it into Excel in a CSV file. I know he's still not in Power Query. Well, we're getting there. This is mission launches. Every space mission launch from the first in 1960 to I think it's 2020, 2021, something we'll see here in a minute. So let me just, we don't need this extra index column. I'm going to go ahead and take that out right now. And now let us convert this, take it to Power Query. Control A, select all the data. Data tab on your ribbon. From table range. My data has headers, yes. Rocket, detail, date, yes. Okay. And bam, loaded up into Power Query. Let's change our name. Mission launches. Like I said before, when you change that, it also changes over here. Power Query has changed our type. Our source is up here. So we click on that. Current workbook. Well, I got it from the web, but now it's current workbook. So the Home tab. Home. We can close and load or close and load too. I showed you that on the File tab also. Let us close and load too. Uh, we're just going to want to put a table on a new worksheet. I said before, you can do pivot table, pivot chart, only a connection, and add it to the data model. Just for now, we're going to put it on a new worksheet. And 4,324 rows loaded. I can preview it here with the peak. My query has been created on mission launches. To get back to the query, I could launch Power Query Editor, go to Queries and Connections, but since my query pane is open, I could say Edit here. I could just double click on it. And there you go. That is close and load. Refresh refreshes your preview or all in case something has changed in your data source. Properties lets you name the file again. You could type a description if you wanted, and you could do the fast data load again. I don't recommend it because it may make Excel become unresponsive. It's very volatile. Cancel that. Advanced editor. This is, well, what's behind it, the code behind it. This is a language called DAC. It's a query language, kind of like SQL, and it's for formatting data into rows and columns. It's not a coding language. It's just for structuring queries. If you wish to learn that, you can do all of your stuff in this. Manage. Well, you can either delete, duplicate, or create a reference link to your file. Choose columns. You can choose columns. Select the ones to keep. So basically you're filtering out. Let's take this unnamed off. Leave everything else on. Okay. You remove that column. Now, I could go back my steps and edit that. I can go back to change type and look at it the way it was before. See that column comes back. I want to remove that column, so that's fine. Remove columns. You can either select and remove a column. That would remove this selected column. Or I could hit remove other columns and I'll show you that one. If I select first three and say remove other columns, it takes off the rest of them. I don't want to do that, so I will take off my step, go back, just take off this one with remove columns, remove columns. Keep rows. I could keep the top rows. And if I say that, I select, say I just want 10 rows. Okay, let's cut it to 10 rows. I don't like that. I'll take it off my steps. Keep bottom rows. Same deal. I could just keep however many rows I want to at the bottom. Cancel that. Oh, keep rows. Keep a range of rows. So I could say row 10 through 15 and just keep those. Cancel. Keep rows. Keep duplicates. I could just keep any rows containing the duplicate. Keep errors. I could just keep any rows containing the errors. I don't have any errors, so that's not going to help me. But no errors is good. Remove rows. Well, I can remove however many rows from the top. A lot of times you'll have a bad data row in your top. Just say one. Okay. Took off that first row. Going to put it back. Remove bottom rows. Remove alternate rows. Remove alternate rows. You can say first row, how many to remove and how many to keep between. Remove any blank rows, duplicates, or error rows. Nice. Sort. Well, you can sort from these buttons, or you can sort A to Z, Z to A, based on the column you're in. Take that sort back off. Okay, now for split column. Split column, I believe, is one of the most powerful tools in Power Query and Excel overall. In my mind, it replaces all the text functions in Excel: split, text before, text after, left, right, len, mid, and tables to column. You do all this in Power Query, and it's really easy. Let me show you how we do it. So you choose a column you want to split, and a good candidate here for our first one would be the detail column. It's got this nice bar separating the rocket stages, whatever that is, I'm not quite sure. So we'll say split column by delimiter. Excel has kindly detected that we want to split at that bar. There's only one bar. We could choose the left or right for each occurrence. But since there's only one occurrence. We'll say OK. Cell is split it into new columns. Check the type, change it if need be. And I have a column between rocket and the other stage, split into two columns. As I do these, I'm going to take them off so I can do some things with some of the columns twice. So a little bit more on delimiters. If I wanted to, let's choose a different column here. Go to location, split column by delimiter. It's thinking comma because there's a lot of commas in here. What if I said each occurrence? Let's see what happens there. Okay. Well, now I have the LC-39A was at Kennedy Space Center, Florida, country, state. Country ended up with state. That's not great, but the launch centers came off by themselves and launch sites on the center. I guess those are launch pads. So I could rename these column launch pad, launch center, location, and probably take this one off because most people know Texas and Florida are in the United States of America. I will take this off and do one more on split column at delimiter. We pick a column. Let's do this date one and we'll do delimiter. Use a space on this one. And I'm going to show you how rightmost and leftmost work. So the rightmost delimiter space would be there. The leftmost space would be there. I'm going to strip off UTC and OK. Great. That's on delimiters. Let me pick these off. Now we're going to split column by, let's choose a good column. Date looks good. Split column by number of characters. So if I want to split the 3-day day of the week abbreviation off, again, I can go left, far left as possible, as far right as possible, or repeatedly take off every 3 characters, every 4 characters. I want to take off the first 3, split them into a new column. I'll now have a column for uh, date, but another one with just the day of the week abbreviation. And that did not work right. Take that back off. I must have checked every 3. Be careful what you check. Split column, a number of characters, not repeatedly, just as far left as possible. Okay. There, that's better. It just took off those 3 letters. We'll undo that. Now there's a slight difference here. If you do by positions, and I say 3, it's going to take the Friday off, but it's just going to be gone. Just got rid of it. Got rid of the first 3 positions. We'll undo that by Xing out over here in our query settings pane. And the next one, we need to choose rocket status for this one. Lowercase to uppercase. Conveniently, this status active is in camel case. If I wanted to split between status and active or inactive or at the next capital, I could say lowercase to uppercase. And now I have a status and an active column. There's retired. That's the other option in that column. Okay. Undo that one. The next one was uppercase to lowercase. We'll just do the same column. This is really just going to take the S off one end of this. Okay, but I did split it and it put and after the big A, it took off the CTIVE, so it split it everywhere. There was a change from uppercase to lowercase. That's called split column by character transition. Over here in your steps, and we'll take that off. And last but not least, we have split column by digit to non-digit. So let's use date again. Split column, digit to non-digit. If I can get my mouse to work. Hit split it after the first set of digits, and commas and non-digit. So it did what it was saying. Let's do it the opposite way, non-digit to digit. Let's split it before the first digit, digit to non-digit to digit. Say that 10 times real fast. So we've done all that. And we could go through here and keep splitting to our heart's content and get this just how we like it. I think that's enough for today. Group by is going to be great for the start for the next lesson. We'll try to finish the home ribbon. And it looks like we have 3 more home tab, and looks like we have 3 more to go. Transform, add column, and view. So don't miss out on these next videos. Thanks for joining me for this one. If you liked it, please like it. And of course, please subscribe. Thanks, everybody.